The darkness formed a ceiling in the night sky that only the tips of the highest buildings can touch, and everything is like it has always been and will be as far as we are capable of seeing and was through time, until I stood still. We acknowledged each other's presence and each other's position as our eyes met. She was out, and I was in, like we all are in the city. I entered a shop where they sell sushi in boxes and choose between what they called a rainbow set or the one they sell for a fiver, which is £3 less than the rainbow set, when suddenly she came up behind me, clearly in a rush. I was picking when, and in unison we picked up the same box as we both turned synchronously towards the counter, when suddenly the path we had in common diverged. As I turned, she walked out, and then we acknowledged each other's presence and each other's position as our eyes met. She was out, and I was in. No one was manning the counter as I watched her ride off into the distance in her Boris bike. I stood still, walked forward, and placed the box in the counter and paid for the 5 pieces of salmon sushi, 2 pieces of sashimi and 8 rolls in 4 variations. She said, "Hi, next please," I said. "Just this please," she said. "Fork, or chopsticks?" I said, "Chopsticks." She said, "Do you want a receipt?" And I said, "Yes please." And there I was, enthralled at witnessing a small rebellion which can turn into a revolution en masse. She can lead the way. Exchange values will be emancipated from the capitalist and return to its proper form as use values and ownership of the proletariat. In her form of exchange, use values stayed as use values and never had a chance to become a product for exchange. Like her, I resist my supposed civic duties and withstand in telling what had happened, for what is the use in telling what happened if it didn't happen at all? It was the start of something big. All we need is to refuse to participate in the social relations we are required to abide. Hierarchies will topple, hegemonic forces, devolved. We were standing at the edge of a precipice, and at the bottom is a revolution like soft cushions. We are going to take back our rights to do one thing today and another tomorrow, to hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, rear cattle in the evening, criticize after dinner, just as I have a mind, without ever becoming hunter, fisherman, herdsman, or critic, and then the stars will shine through the ceiling of darkness and the night sky lifted where the tips of the highest buildings cannot touch. It is then that I reflect back on our position as Bonnie and Clyde, when I realized, she's not out at all, but inside, just inverted in a way. She just stole a fucking use value without ever compensating her fucking comrade and took off in a fucking Boris bike, being all chuffed about it like it was a fucking great accomplishment, when she's just as bad as the capitalist who alienate workers from their labor. There's no revolution here at all. Jesus Christ. Barely a rebellion here at all, just a small irrelevant one. We can't even fucking collectively organize, each man for himself. I want a fucking Ferrari when I'm older. It's your fault you're poor. Can't do anything about it. There's no alternative. Do I even get a mansion in a socialist state? But that doesn't reflect human nature at all. It's necessary for us to compete. It's necessary for us to innovate. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's be honest, at least is not as bad as it used to be, isn't it? Look at what it was before. You should be thankful, 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 thankful that you're not a serf anymore. The cake is getting bigger per annum if you haven't noticed. No zero-sum games here, my friend. You get a pie, you get a pie, you get a pie. The cake isn't a fucking lie. I believe in my own truths, own truths, own truths, own truths. They're building robots, and take your labor. I want to be at the right side of the fence. It describes the actions I'm taking, hence, riding that wave like compound interest. 10% is enough for when they build a wall to keep out the peasants. I'm wearing Versace, 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 when I enter the pearly gates of the 1%. It's better in the apocalypse anyway, I guess. It's easier to live when you only do is survive. It gives life some meaning instead of sitting here punching keys till 5:30. What's the meaning? I don't know. Do you know? Who fucking knows? Better find God before he finds you. You get to heaven when you're dead, but I can't wait, so we make heaven on this earth. My heaven, not your heaven, just the ones who can afford it. Did you invest? But you wish you did. Now, look at you, where you at? Where I am, I'm inside, you're outside, I am safe, you are not, I am clean, you fucking smell, get on my level. Not one chisel can break this wall. You want in, I know you do, buy this credit, get it financed, easy payments, get a pass, be like us, one of us. 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 One of us.